Okay, now I've done this before, okay, and we're going to go over it again one more time. We all know that the 8 card, okay, which is in the soul world, along with the 9 card, whichever way you want to flip the cards. They both have yellow on it, so it must be from soul. So we're going to take the 10 card, and we're going to slip it over the 8 card, and we're going to see... I am so unprofessional. We're going to see both moons. We see the 4 star we see. So 10 is part of 8. Okay? And 10, okay, we're going to show you how 10 is because part of 9. See the heart in the center? The 4 that surround it? You see the 4 that surround it? This is the 9 card. 4 that surround it. The 8 card, excuse me, the 8 card, okay, the 4 that surround it there compared to the outside surrounding here. That would make your 8, 9, 10, 11. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 4 and 5 is 9. Put that over that. So the 8 and 9 says the representation of 8 and 9 is in the 10 card, okay? But it does not, and it holds only one part, okay? It holds only one part of one card and one part of the other card, but it does not hold. Now the question is, if I take the 9 card, okay, I will have 8 parts of the 10 and the 9, okay? 8 parts of 10 in the 9, and in the 10 card, okay, I'll have 4 parts, which are the 4 corners of 10. But the main proposition, like I'm going to do it again. Okay, let me do it one more time. These 2 cards here. The 4 corners are represented, and the 2 space moons. That makes a total of 6. 4 corners, 2 space moons, 6. In this one, okay, I got 4 corners related. Okay, I got 4 here related is 8, but there's no heart. 8 in one, 6 in the other, 14 out of 19. 19 becomes 1, 14 becomes 5, it becomes 1 and 5. Everything adds up to 6. And now we're going to jump onto something a little bit different. Now, if you want to know any representation inside the 20 world of the cube, inside the doghouse of Saturn, Saturn's light is inside the number 210 because the 0 gets 6 and 1 is 7. Okay? That's the way it is. You want to see it? There's your number right there. So this 0 is owned. The middle of it by number 6, and if it was a ruler, 6 and 6 is 12, therefore we have 1 foot. The extension of the reality of the reason of the ruler is thus so. And at the end of the ruler they give a little bit extra because there's always the extra space needed. Don't forget, if it goes from here to here and it's the cap, it has to go on the outside of the band. If it goes from here to here, it's got to go on the inside. If from here to here and it's a clock that's turning around, you don't want to touch the sides. And if you're running from the center, you want to go half and half. And when you drill the center, you drill into the other guy's half. That's not fair. Hey, Mr. Tackman, you're not here very often. We miss you. Oh, God, I miss me too. I love when I'm here so much. And I only want to put out a little bit more quality than what I've put out over the years, although it's not my fault. I did it without any experience, and I'm still lacking experience in doing these videos. But I have to make them fun. Not too serious, but serious enough to tell you that it's only the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I only tell you the truth. It's just a story. I make it all up. But inside the story, okay, like Mythbusters, that's what I do. I break the reality, the untruth to the story. The truth that was never told, the story that was never conceived of by thought, other than the first time I've done it, otherwise I've seen it before. But I still share with you that in 7 frames, you need 9 frames to get the reality of bowling of 210. in which between the two frames, once you've bowled the whole game, which is 10, 10, 10, in the 10th frame. You see, 1 and 2 is 10 and 20. 1 and 2 is the 7th and 8th gates. 1 and 2, the reason for this is 10 and 20 are the only two alphabetical numbers. 10 and 20, TJ equals to 30. 30 is the 3 strikes, 10, 10, 10. 10 times 10 times 10 is 1,000. Plus 10, 10, 10 is 30 is 1,030. Otherwise, you actually get 10, 10, 10 is 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. That's all you get. So we're going to get back to over here. We jumped off one subject onto the next. The minute you get into the 10th frame, because it's an automatic through birth, here is in the 9th frame of your birth. In the 10th frame, when you come out, you get the 24 hours of life. You get to have the red dog, and you get to have who you are in the 10th frame. 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9 on ABC becomes 10, 10, 10. ABC, oh my God, ABC catch 22. So we get 10, 10, 10. Okay. In this one, we're actually starting over the alphabet. If we were on Rubik's Cube, I would have 27 blocks. The 28th block would be the step. The 29th would be step A. But anyways, let's not get into that. 7, 8, and 9 is 10 is 1 plus 0 equals 7. 20 equals 2 plus 6 equals 8. 30 equals 3 plus 6 equals 9. 7, 8, 9 equals to 24. The 9 lives of the cat. Where do we get 24? We get 24 out of 3 and 5. It's a leftover. You see, inside the number 2, where number 3 is actually a 2 and a 1. So there's a 1 inside 3. Take 1 away from 3, you have 2. Take 1 away from 5, you have 4, because there's the I inside both of them. Okay, the ace hole is in both of them. I don't want to get mixed up with everything else. 3, if it was like a ruler, okay, it would be the dot of where it is and then the outsides of both of them. That would be your stick. That would be your 3, okay? And if you cut it in half, you have 2 equal arms. But if you cut one on the other side of the half, looking for the longer and the shorter arms, I'm not going to start going to levels, and I'm not going to start using gears and George Jetson and sprockets. We're not going to go there right now because I'm not even prepared for what I already did. 7 minutes, 45 seconds. I guarantee you I'm going to lose myself explaining myself and carry you on another 10 minutes. Please don't leave me yet. Give me another chance. Pretend you're watching dumb TV or something. We were talking about the cards, so I'm going to stop here and go back to here with the cards. In the cards, the ace and the deuce become a 3, and I've done this before. The 5 is inside the 9, the 6, 7 is inside the 8. Half the 10 and half the 10 is in the 8 and 9. So 9 and 8 is 17 and 3 is 20. So you're in the 10, 20 worlds. Another thing, 7, 8, 9 is 24, plus 7. The original 7, from the first time you ever get 1 is 10, because 10 comes up more than once. 10 comes up at 19, 10 comes up at 28, 37, 46, 55. It comes up 5 times. But 10 also comes up, how can I explain this? Yeah, that's when 10 comes up. I was thinking of something else. I was thinking, but 7, every time there's a 0, there's a 7. Every time there's a 16, 20, it's 25, 34, 7, 7. Those are all 7s. 10s and 7s, they're all the same because you have to go to a halfway house where they become 5 and 5. They divide the 2 sides. The 10 worlds, they take this side, they tie this side. They take this side, they tie this side. They tie all the stars and they make a star system. 7, which comes and reflects from the actuality where there is no 1, because 10 is 1. But I go 10, the 0 becomes 6, plus 1 is 7, plus 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equals 20, plus 7 becomes 27. Take away the 2, it's in the 3. Take away the 4, it's in the 6. Take away the 4, it's in the 5. The only thing left is 5 and 6. The only thing left of the total of 21 on the dice. Okay? The 21 on the dice, because all the other dice are all in 5 and 6. So all you have at a 21 is you play 11, okay, and 10 sit still. That's why you get 2-1 and 9-5 odds and traps, because all you play is 11 and 10. Since there are two dice with the same numbers, you get 22 on one dice, and on the other dice you get 20 sitting still. So you get 20-22. At the same time, there's 4 around. The star system is 4 around each side. 14 and 14 on each dice. 20, 14. 11, 21 is the total. 11, 10 is split, becomes 22. 2 and 2 is 4. 20 is 2. We get 4 and 2. The number to the galaxy of 2 cubes is 42. 4 lives in 6. 4 lives in 5. 3 lives in 5. 5 does not live in 6, and 6 does not live in 5. The AB of this one is 21. The 10-10 world is 54, which is the sun. And the 87, or spirit of 76 or 78, connects the gateway. The gateway on the first dice of 10. 10, 10, 10, 10. If you add up 10, 20, 30, don't add up 10 and 20, because it comes inside the 30 and then it plays in the 50. You need the 4 and the 6, because inside the 4 and the 6, they got their own sides. And in their own sides, they connect. And you hold on to one side here and one side here, and you play in between. It's in your heart. That's where it starts. 4 and 6 is in your heart, or actually we're on this angle. Mars and the Saturn. And we're hanging on to a star system, which is Y above Y. YZY, because it's, how can I show you this? YZY, and I did this, and I asked to do it time. And let me see if I can get this straight. Did I do this properly? Okay, here's your Z. Okay, now I'm assuming I could have come right down to the Z. So I started out here, my Asiatic nerve. I started down here, I came over to here, I went up here through this arm, and I came back over my shoulder, my Asiatic nerve. The reason for the Asiatic nerve is connecting the two sides together. And then you have the star system, which is over here, running it through the heart. This is the first time I thought of it this way. There's other ways to look at it. 10, 20, 30. This will become a 6, 6, and 6. 6, 6, 6 out of the first 3. A, B, bit makes C, right? A plus B equals C. 6, 6, 6. 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 6. 6, 6, 6. That is your base. The other base, like I was talking, when we add up, again, here's what we're talking. Add up 7. Why? Because 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, okay, which equals 450. Okay, when you add it, it equals to 450. But all the 6s, we would get the 90 from 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, would be 9 6s, would be 54. So we'd end up getting a total of 54 because we're not counting these. So we get 54 plus 450. 450 plus 54 equals 504. It equals to 504. The Federation again. 54 is the sun. 54, 54, 54. It works out perfect, the connecting to the sun. The other thing we would get is the connection of 5 and 1 Mars. 7, 8, and 9 is the beginning, okay, because they are the reflection right here. 1, 2, 3 are 7, 8, and 9. 1, 2, 3 makes 7, 8, and 9. Crisscross them, you get time heaven, you get the gateway, and you get the birth. All over here, 3 different worlds. This one connects these through an H. This one becomes the heart. This is the gateway. This one becomes the duplicate. The reason the 7 becomes duplicate is, remember, when 10 equals to plus 0 plus 6 equals to 7, okay? There's one other 7. Is there any other 7 in the whole thing? 28 is not 7. 39, 46, there's no other 7. Let me think. 6 and 3, 6 and 4, 6 and 5, 6 and 6. No, the highest one is 6. It never comes back to 7 again. It becomes 7, 8, 9 equals to 24. And then if something's going a little wrong right now. The first 10 is the first 7. The first 10 is the first 7. The second one, 7, 8, 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's everything, but there's no 1. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But 1 second, hold on a second. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. On 9 plus 6 is 15 is 6. No, there is no other one. That's right. So all you get is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You get a total of 44. 44 equals to the word space. And I guess that's what what it is. We went to the 300 bowling game. Zeros get 6. 2 worlds of 3 and 3. 3 and 3 is 6. 3 is the center in the 5 hole. 3 is the middle to the diskette that moves along the side of the 2 and 4 cat readers on 2 different worlds. And inside is the 9. And here I am as the 9. 2 sides come together and they make me the fleur-de-lis, and they hook me onto 2 sides halfway on the cross. 210, like I mentioned before, that we come up into the 7th frame, and what happens in bowling, okay, is 210 if you're playing darts, or you're in the 20 world of 5, 5, 5, and 5. The dartboard added up 1 to 20 equals 210. If you get doubles, okay, then you get 420. If you get triples, you get 630. 630, okay, plus 420 is 1,050. 1050 is the passage. Don't forget the other numbers, 10 and 20. How can I explain this? How can I explain this? I'm assuming every time you have a 0 with a number, it becomes the primary number. Okay, 0 equals A and E, 15, or F, meaning 0 is the 15th letter, 1 plus 5, 1 times 5, forget about that. The minute you see a 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, or 90, it's the basic. There's 4 worlds, we live 3 because we're using 1 with the 1 we have. I don't know how to exactly describe it. We're standing on the core, the ground goes right through us, okay? We move with our feet. So let's leave it at that. This becomes C and nothing else. You add the 6 to it, it becomes I. Okay? You're always adding the 6, so therefore 0 stays in its own house. If you add 70 plus 6, 7 and 6, 7 plus 6 is 13, 1 and 3 is 4. It would be the basic 4. This would be a C. It would be the lower world. First world, second world, third world, it'd be the lower world because there's a 0 here. The primary world gets the higher number. This one will get the lower number. If it would say 70, it's a G. If it says 80, we're not going to count the zeros anymore. Okay? It means stay in the first house. Stay inside the house, one house. That's what I'm assuming. Anyways, so we did a little bit of this. We mentioned how the bowling works. But when your bowling game is over, that's not finished. You now have to count this score, this score, this score, and all the scores back to the beginning to have a final count. For what reason, I'm not sure yet. I didn't go there. And once you get all these zeros, this becomes 216, this becomes 246, this becomes 276, this becomes 306. If you want to do this one, 306 would be 918. 918 plus 3 is 921. 921. 921, alpha, beta is the way it all began. 921, 2 and 1 is 3, 3 by 3 is 9, 921. I have a little bit more because I did a lot of work the other day. JT 1020. The star key on the phone fits here. Okay? This, I'm assuming, is the 4th row. It's the toolkit. I say take this and put that in the center here. This says divide everything up into 9, and this says the house is the circle. The circle is number 12, like the 12-inch ruler. Here's the circle, excuse me, number 11. This is in the 10 area. This is in the 11 area. This is in the 12. 10, 1 plus 0 equals 1, but 0 equals 6. This becomes in the 7 area. The star system becomes Uranus, Neptune. This becomes Uranus, Neptune. This becomes part of Venus because 11 is 1 and 1 is 2. And the 9 lives of the cat, which is found on the 3 key on your keyboard. Okay, this 9 lives of the cat is under 12, which is 3 inside creation, 1 and 2, alpha, beta again. So we went and did that. We have tic-tac-toe or cameo. We have the day shows up at 40. We have J and G actually that shows up right over here. JG, Jack God. Let's go on and let's go a little bit backwards. So we mentioned already that inside the cards, out of 45 inside the cards, out of 55 points inside the cards, adding up the cards, it's only the 8, 9, and 3 that actually show as 20, which is a difference of 35. 35 is the number to electric company. It creates a V and a heart. It creates a V and a heart. Okay, if you put them together. It also creates Roman numerals. It also creates the 22nd letter. It also creates E for Earth, the 3rd planet, or the 5th letter. So I'm just going and throwing you. Remember what I said, the Z, when the Y's connect, the top part of your body to your hips, to the bottom part is the Z that comes down right in between. Here's your Y. Do you follow what I'm saying? See the Y here? See the Y here and the Y here. See the Y here and the Y here. Y and sometimes Y. Because this Y is dividing 2 areas. They're all equally balanced to the degrees, 45 degrees. I mean, it could change for different reasons. Okay? I wasn't going to talk about Olympic sports yet and what the games are, only to know the numbers and what they actually meant. TJ is 30 plus 12 is 42. Again, TJ. One thing I wanted to mention is that this is very funny, that at 1:30 in the afternoon and at 1:30 in the morning, they still use the numbers 1:30 and 13:30. At 10:30 at night, it also has a number 1 and 3. See, 1 and 3 on both sides. 10:30 at night says V inside creation. Life inside creation. 30 is a clue. See, here would be 36. All these numbers would be 36. Creation, 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 creation. The whole clock says creation, creation. 36 by 3 is 108 and 9 is 117. It's a street next to where I live. And down the street from where I live is the house of Jacob. The Garden of Jordan. Mount Sinai. Route 15, which are the 2 first letters of Israel. And we have Montreal. We have Montreal and the outer Route 15. Put them together, it says Israel. 3,000 years ago, there may have been nothing here. But then again, the names changed. So we showed you what this Y, okay, YZY, bringing the top to the bottom. It also has to do with times of the clock. The 0 zone area, okay, of the clock, I'm assuming is all squared off and lined. I can't do what the science do. I only can do what I make up because I have to create it. So I have to divide this whole clock and find out how much area the pin uses and the transfer area from the left side to the right side and the height level, okay, while all abiding by the rules of 45 degrees. Because when we go 45 degrees, okay, we do this. It's perfect. It gives dimension. Okay, I think it's one of the greatest dimensions I've ever seen. If we went 22 and a half, in which we make the passage of a dimension, 22 and a half and a quarter is 15 times 15 again. This is good. Hey, what are you smoking? 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 Must be the paint fumes. Are you kidding me? Hello, Mary Jane. Let's see. Who can I say hello to? Oh, this don't look no good. So anyways, we see the line over here. So that's the 45 degrees. So because of that 45 degree line, right, I assume towards my clock 1.5 hours, which is really times 8, which makes it 24. But I'm going by the circle of a clock. If there's more than one clock out there, okay, our time might be distorted or torqued. Okay, or we must be running 2 parts of time for some other calculation that can't be lost. But anyways, regardless of what it is, inside the cage, before you go 147, 258, 469, there might be an indentation here, okay? And an indentation here because we go around the heart life this way. So there'll be an indentation. By making the indentations, if you take a look, it now says 5 and 2, and they pass right through here. They don't need to go through here because it comes into here. But we're asking right now, if the center core, okay, is between here and here, and it's 45 degrees, then we have to assume we have to remove one on each side, or a half, to make it 44, 44, 44, not to touch. 44 makes separation between the 45 degrees that go all the way around, and there are 8, leaving us with the number of 352 area positions instead of 360 area positions. Somehow lost space. I don't know. There's a chance that the needle on the clock has to land and stop somewhere and call it its home. So we would actually have to go down to 350. But 352 is part of Earth. But let's not get there right now. What's going to happen is between, okay, the 45 degrees, there's 20. If we go from here to here, here to here, it's a one-sided V. Okay, a 45 angle V, a 45 angle V, in which is a distortion of one of the letters. I'm not quite sure. But let's work this way. Take up an hour and a half this way. Let's take up an hour and a half this way. So we lose 3 hours here, and we lose 3 hours here. Okay? Now the question is, if the Earth was chopped up into 4 areas, okay, I just want to show you what I'm looking at. Now if we lost 3 hours, and we lost 3 hours, okay, we're only really losing this 3 hours here. It's the same 3 hours up here. It's the distance. Would this have to be multiplied by 4 to go all the way around? Do you understand what I'm saying? This is an open space, so it's 3 hours of open space. So there's 21 hours for our day and 3 hours for the open space. The open space, the reason for this open space, and don't forget, there's this space also. Okay, but we're living in that realm, going this way, going through here and coming back to here and coming back to here. So when we remove these 3 hours, what is the level between here and here so man can live in this space here and this space here? Something to do, I don't know what it's called this. Okay, this is the cube, this is creation. They both work out to 3. It makes sense. The 3 out of this is 7 by 3 equals to 21, and 7 plus 3 equals your 10 is 31. So that all works out for space unused. Okay, so I'm just trying to say, so now we take out 3 hours here, so you would work the clock till 4:30, and you would work the clock at 7:30. Okay, now I don't have this finished yet, but I just want to show you what I'm working on is there's time used inside our life for the rest of the system. The reason our clock has to have the 24-hour days is because of what's going on in here. We're not living here. The Earth is turning here. We're on this point. It's turning here. We're on this point. We're going around this way. The center area, if you want to really look what it is, this area here, okay, this whole area here, okay, this whole area here. And if you take a look, it creates the letter I and it creates the letter H. We're actually only living in the heart over here. Between 40 and 60, I'm just trying to measure the amount. So we get tic-tac-toe, and we have the 2 sides. And we have 3 hours between here and here. Oh, yes, and what is so right? What is it between here and here? If it's 3 hours between here and here, so it's 1.5 hours. Yes, it's 3 hours on each corner. 3, 6, 9, 12. So we're 3 hours from here to here and 3 hours from here to here. So are they all 12 hours? If they were all 12 hours, we live 9, 9, 9. Do you follow what I'm saying? Do you follow what I'm saying? If we lose the complete center, right? 3, 6, 9 hours. 45 to one area, 45, 45. 4 times 45. Okay? 4 times 45, an hour and a half, so you lose 6 hours in every single one. Except in the first column, you lose 1.5 and 1.5. So you lose 3, 6, 3. So you lose 12 hours, you only get 12 hours. Well, I went too long into this. I have to do it, and I shouldn't do it in front of you like this. It's not fair. Have you ever seen 2 letter R's together? The seagulls in the middle. Is it 2 tunnels of water? The tunnel of love, the letter M, the reason for it being the letter M. The railway, or this is a splash in the water. This seemed to be what it turned out to be. Is this the crown, the tail end of a bird? I did the same thing over here before, 45, an hour and a half, an hour and a half. But then I have to do it up over here. It's got to come, it's got to be up over here and here. From 3 till 7:30 at night is 4.5 hours. Take away an hour and a half and an hour and a half is 3 hours. So you have 3 hours of here and 3 hours of here, from here to here. But what am I trying to look for? I don't know yet. I'm not happy with this video. 3113, Raphael, 7286. I have a whole lot more. I shouldn't be afraid that I can't figure it out. I shouldn't be afraid that I'm not getting all that information out and telling whoever's watching what I see and what I think, because regardless of what I say right now, it's irrevocable. It can't come back. Your star system, it's irrevocable right now. The change is coming. It is now July 23rd, if I'm correct, or 24th. There's 7, 38, 30, 68, and 4, 72 days approximately till the day I have mentioned from the beginning. All I said that's really going to happen on that day is reality will take one step forward for the rest of your life. Thank you for watching. Raphael 7286 on a constellation of Pegasus. This one's pegged on, and we're on the move. Thank you for watching.